Hey guys, today we're going to talk about some current insurance issues that we have here in Colorado. So stay tuned and then you get a chance to hear all about it. Before we get into the meat and potatoes of this video, guys, I just want to say if you've got any questions whatsoever regarding real estate, please don't hesitate to reach out to my team and I. We're the Jamesy Mountain Homes team. We're local mountain real estate experts. We're a team of local experts out here in the mountain areas and in Colorado Springs of the Pikes Peak area. And we know everything that you need to know about real estate in this area, what you need to ask, what you need to go through. So if you got any questions whatsoever you're looking at buying or selling, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. You can text us or call us at 719-266-2725. You can also email us at info@jdmret.net and we can get right back to you as quickly as possible. Plus, don't forget, we've got those free resources down below. You can check out the Buyer's Relocation Guide, Pikes Peak Relocation Guide. I'll get it right eventually. It's a relocation guide for the Pikes Peak area. That's a free product that we put out that we definitely keep updated as well. And you also have the Buy Local Guide as well with all the local vendors that we recommend and refer as well. They're down below. Please check those out. Those are free. And don't forget to hit that subscription button for the YouTube channel as well as that thumbs up. And we'll get right into this. Okay, so today, guys, we're talking specifically about some insurance challenges that are happening here in Colorado. Now, I can't talk about everything because I don't know everything that might have popped up. This is just purely off of my experience, what I've seen, and what we're seeing here specifically within Colorado. Now, these are not only in the mountains of Colorado. Some of these are popping up in the cities in the Front Range area as well, as we kind of see all of this stuff kind of come together. Now, there's some political things that kind of push into a lot of this, in my opinion, that causes a lot of these issues. Things that you see, and the easiest way to kind of explain this is kind of like rent control. They also have insurance control as well. Colorado has caps on what insurance carriers can do and what they put into place, and that is one of the reasons that has kind of kept some insurance carriers from being able to continue doing business out here as well, because they've got to be able to actually have a business that's sustainable that isn't going to completely tank. Other things that are in here as well that are a little bit political that I've got major issues with is Colorado has put into place these Colorado state insurance premiums that they've got, which are about 5 times what they should be for folks that can't get insurance. And it's almost like an additional taxation that the Colorado state government has put forward. So I'm capitalist at heart. I believe in letting things kind of play out. I don't like a lot of government regulation or control, but that's just me and my opinion. There's lots of opinions out there. There's lots of things that could be shown for, but that's something that I think is kind of influencing a lot of this stuff. Up here, specifically in the mountains, what I just want to kind of go through very briefly is just explaining to folks when insurance companies are out here and they're giving insurance for a home, they have to be able to make a business out of this. So for folks that have this thought process that it is a right to have insurance, I apologize. That is not true. These guys are doing this as a business, so they need to be able to make money. If they're losing money on it, they're absolutely going to have no incentive of staying. So, and I say that because folks have these intentions of trying to dispel or say like, oh, insurance is impossible or it's all gone from Colorado. I don't think that's true yet. I don't think that's going to happen. I think we'll see this stuff continue to play out over time. But here's a great example. State Farm and Farmers, 2 insurance carriers, large insurance carriers. We still have big offices up here in the Woodland Park area. If these guys were actually leaving Colorado, they wouldn't have offices up here anymore. I've got State Farm for my house. Now, a lot of these carriers still have tons of folks that use them up in these areas, and we are grandfathered in for what they currently require. Now, just because they aren't naturally giving insurance right now immediately to everybody that comes through NAS doesn't mean that they're not going to in the future. In fact, State Farm has started to kind of trickle back in on a lot of this, and they kind of backed away quicker than Farmers did. Farmers has been more recent as they kind of just balance out the portfolios is really what they're doing. Because if they end up with a whole lot of risk in there, they've got to make sure that they're doing things smartly so that they can actually balance their portfolios out so that if something does happen with the fire, which is usually the thing that people are most concerned with here in Colorado, especially in the mountains, or it could be hail or wind as well. Those are big ones also that could have a lot of claims on them. They got to make sure they can keep that business going as well. So it's super important for you guys to know that and realize that they haven't left. You still see their main offices right there in Woodland Park. There's a reason for that. It's because they still have clients up here and they still plan on doing business. So they will cycle back through. Currently, Allstate is one of the easiest ones to kind of get insurance with right now, but this doesn't mean that the house is definitely going to get insurance through Allstate or any of these carriers. There's also the secondary market that's out there too. So one of the great things that we do have benefit-wise in the Teller County and El Paso County areas is we really don't have high property taxes, which is awesome. There's places that are out there like Austin, Texas, that you could see a $700,000 home paying close to $20,000 a year in taxes. That's insane. So luckily we're blessed with having some lower taxes. Even though they have gone up in the last couple of years, they're still much lower than it could be in other parts of the United States. So, and it's part of just the expenses of living here in Colorado. We kind of offset that a little bit with the insurance side. Now we're still seeing insurance that's very reasonable. That still keeps it well more reasonable than what Texans are paying for their insurance and taxes. Now, Texas insurance has gone up quite a bit as well. So don't think that just because it's Colorado that this is where the only place is going up insurance-wise. Texas is having the same implications as well, because mainly the hurricanes and everything else that hits on the coast over there, and that's influencing stuff across Texas and having impacts on Dallas and Fort Worth too. So these are things that are just kind of over-encompassing in the United States as a whole, not just here in Colorado. It's something that we're seeing happen in a lot of places. So the biggest things right now, and the biggest thing that we're almost always going to see is your fire danger, fire risk. Now, if you looked on a fire score thing, you're going to see that, hey, this area is definitely high in fire risk. That's part of what living in the mountains of Colorado in the west with a little bit drier, all these pines and everything else out here with the winds that we get, that is one of the risks of living out here. Now, with that, there are certain things that we can make sure that we take care of. Now, Allstate's got a very easy list. Now, these lists are not comprehensive and they change all the time, but Allstate's got a list that we kind of help our clients go through looking at to make sure a house is going to be compliant with these as well, such as not having a tree within 5 feet of the structure. That's become pretty standard across the board. Now, you might have a tree if you're a seller that is within 5 feet of your structure and you're saying, well, why do I need to cut this tree down? I've got insurance that's been fine. Well, remember, just because you've been grandfathered into a policy doesn't necessarily mean the buyer can on there. So if a tree needs to be cut down because it's within 5 feet, especially if it's a pine tree, that's something that is an easy thing to take care of. Although we love our trees and we love the fact that we have with having the trees around, cutting a tree down that's within 5 feet makes a whole lot more sense than everything within 200 feet as well. So just remember that also. So it is something that is kind of normal for what we're seeing right now, is anything that is within 5 feet of a structure does need to be cut down. Other things that are easy to take care of, if you have a deck that's less than 4 feet, they're asking for a certain style of wire meshing or non-combustible meshing to be put up to keep things from going underneath it. Now, to my knowledge, that's so that if there is a fire and there's leaves or anything that are on fire or any kind of debris that's blowing, it can't blow under the deck and then catch the deck on fire, which could then catch the house on fire. So it seems pretty reasonable. Other things that they look at too is ages of the roofs, depending on what kind of roof it is. And this can come into play too when you're looking at if you've got a loan on it and what the lender's going to require if it's a conventional loan with a roof that is fully replacement value coverage or full replacement value coverage on the insurance side in order for the lender to be able to approve on that loan or be able to go through underwriting. And certain insurance companies are going to require that roof to be less than a certain age, because if it's older than that, while they'll still insure the home, they'll start prorating at that point, which is a problem for the lender. So there's lots of different things to kind of think through as a seller and as a buyer on this as you get ready to strategize on your buying process or on your selling process. Now, given enough time, we've got plenty of time to be able to help find homes that can be insured easily as a buyer and as a seller that we can help you prep your house with so that your house won't have those issues for buyers coming through, as well as helping the buyer's agent side help find insurance for your home as well. Because if they're not used to doing business up here, that's something that should probably be worked through that they can be handheld with to make sure that your house closes as well. So these are just some small things that we see pop up from time to time, but they're usually very attainable and very easy to kind of work through. So these are across the board. I know I'm opening a big can of worms by this, but if you've got any questions whatsoever, please ask. The other things to remember too is if you're an individual that has multiple claims on your insurance history, you are probably going to have a hard time getting insurance, because an insurance agent is going to look at you and say, hey, this person's higher risk than the one that's never had a claim on them. So just remember, as you're starting to look back and forth on even making a claim potentially, number one, make sure that with your deductible, it makes sense to make a claim. Most folks have a 1% deductible, and if you've got a $500,000 home, that's $5,000. So if you're making a claim on a $5,500 problem, the insurance company is going to take care of $500. You're still going to be on the hook for $5,000 be careful. Is it worth the risk to have that claim on you for $500, basically, is what I'm saying. So there's just some strategies and thought process as you become more responsible as a homeowner or a potential homeowner to make sure that you're out there protecting yourself and your history. Insurance has really become almost like a financial credit history in a lot of ways. And it takes time for that stuff to come off that history so that they can then start looking at you as being insurable again as well. So those are big things to look at too. Don't be the one that's, the sky is falling all the time, because that would be something that could actually set you up for failure later on when you're actually looking for a home. So like I said, I know I've touched on just a few of the things that are out there, but I've hit some major items as well. And the whole Allstate thing, like they might not be the ones to go to 6 months from now, as they might start getting their portfolios filled up, and then we'll be back at State Farm or somewhere else. We see this happen on a cyclic manner all the time. So please take this with a grain of salt in the sense, but also in the sense of like, hey, we're here to help. We're here to educate. We're here to help you make the smartest decision going forward so that you can actually figure out what to do. And these are not just happening up in the mountains. It's also happening in Colorado Springs. Although it's not as much of an issue in Colorado Springs, it still can be just because we're all still in Colorado. So once again, my name is James Dean with the James Mountain Homes team. I'm the team leader here. And if you've got any questions whatsoever real estate related, please don't hesitate to reach out to my team and I. Call us or text us at 719-266-2725. You can also email us at info@jennymardt.net. We love to help you get through any questions or any kind of processes you got with buying or selling real estate here in the Pikes Peak region. And we'd love to be your local mountain real estate experts. I'll see you guys again next time.